All right, welcome to the Superledger Podcast, episode 99. I'm your host, Chris. I'm joined with our Articulate co-host as usual. And today we have special guests Scott and Bella with the Siggy app, and it's an important one. I hope you find some value here today. All we ask in return is like, share, get the message out there. This is an important conversation about your privacy and some powerful tools to help you maintain some of that, if at all possible. So we're going to learn how and why that all works with what they're building here. As they've been on the show a few times before, this is an important conversation, important tool. So thank you for joining us. We'll get into it here in just a minute. First, I'd like to mention our sponsor, the Core Community DAO and Validator. You can learn more about that in our bios there. myweb3.me links has all the links to everything Core Community DAO related and the Validator. And there's a hub of value, resources, networking opportunities there in Discord, Telegram, all our social medias. Everybody's welcome. No cost to join. Just hang out, participate, engage, contribute, and we'll all grow this together. So with that, we also do a weekly bounty spin for the Corium Punks. Articulate, you have the details there for us?
Yes, thank you, Chris, and shout out to everyone that's tuned in right now. Episode 99, right? So each week we do a spin sponsored by the Chrome Community DAO. We're still in distribution mode for our CCD tokens, which is our reward token to help strengthen our ecosystem. And this week we did a spin, and the winner for that is the punk number 2873. That's 2873. I did look, it's not minted yet. So if you do mint that token in the future, you do have a bounty attached to it for 10,000 CCD tokens. So looking forward to that. If you when you do, make your way to our Discord and you can claim that prize. So 10,000 CCD tokens going to punk number 2873.
Nice. You can learn more about that at coriumpunks.com. Also, excellent. So episode 99, we got episode 100 coming up. Next week, it's going to be a big show. It's hard to believe 100 podcasts later. Obviously, we've appeared, guested, and several more. But I'm really looking forward to next week's show. So hopefully everybody can join us. Definitely going to just look back and celebrate a lot of great conversations, a lot of great guests, a lot of things that maybe some seeds that were planted or some ideas that inspired somebody out there. So I think there's going to be a lot of fun next week. Maybe do a little bit of trivia, have some prizes, that kind of thing. So it's going to be a fun show. So make sure you tune in. It will be an X Space next week, and I think we're going to have 100 more easily. So stay tuned. A lot coming up here this week to be excited about. So and with that, our guests Scott and Bella here today, they have been on the show more than once actually. So it's a pleasure to have both of them back here today to talk about their app. We've been following its progress. Many of us in Core Community DAO have been actively engaged in the testing and development of this app all along the way. And we're really excited to see where they are and where it's going. And it's important. It's an important conversation just for the awareness of this issue alone. App aside, this is an important conversation. I think a lot of people maybe don't understand what happens with their data, their pictures, their videos, conversations when they're interacting with their devices, especially their mobile device. So that's why it's important to me to keep having them back on the show. So with that, Scott, Bella, welcome back.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, excellent. You guys have been busy out there building and touring, and I'm sure we got some catching up to do there. But for those that haven't caught this show before with you guys or familiar with what you're doing, I'm sure you've done a few elevator pitches lately. Maybe just give everybody a quick, what is Sigya? Why are we here talking about it today?
Go ahead, serve it up, Bill.
If your data is important to you, you've got to realize that anything you do on particularly your mobile device, it's copied and backed up in data centers. So iCloud does it. They store that information in their data centers. And then not only are they copying it, they're turning around and selling it. That's just wrong. The pictures you take on your phone should belong to you and nobody else. The text messages you send should belong to you and nobody else. And it doesn't matter what texting app you're using. It's all going up to the cloud. It's a huge problem. Your personal conversations, your photos, those things should not be monetized. And yet, within the terms of service for all of these cloud providers that are doing this, it's allowed. They will even go so far as to state, oh, well, yeah, we will share your information for the purposes of research and advertising. If you've ever had a conversation, over the phone about looking for a new printer, and then all of a sudden you are spammed with ads for printers, guess why? Your privacy is your right. We fully believe that. So Sigia Cloud actually takes anything you upload through our app, and your device is what is encrypting it. Then it gets sent to our servers and pushed onto Jackal Protocol. Because that information is encrypted before it is even sent to our servers, not even we can see your data. We can't see your pictures. We can't see your documents. We see nothing but gobbledygook. That's it. It is our way of protecting you. And it means the world to us that you guys here at Corium have hammered on the app and believe in it.
Yeah, I spent the last 25 years of my life building data centers, building those big, gray, ugly, windowless monstrosities. I've done work for Facebook, Apple, Microsoft, Google, AWS, all of them. I've been building these things since since when they were an idea to when they become a reality. I've been standing these things up, and I'm very well aware of what they do with your data, and you should be horrified, absolutely horrified. Now, it occurred to me and Bell a few years ago, because we've actually been working on this for a while, that the ideal solution for this happens to be blockchain infrastructure. Now, the reason that it doesn't really work for anybody else is because the same powerhouses that control all these data centers, they also control the infrastructure. And the data sales market is 3 times annually what the data storage market is. So data storage is approximately $320 billion a year. Data sales, even though they don't call it data sales, they call it marketing. But it's just a little bit over $1 trillion. So there's no interest for them to change the process. It would literally torpedo their own business model for them to make any kind of an allowance for actually protecting data. But over here in the blockchain world, we don't need permission. We can just go ahead and build it. All the infrastructure is over here. So we can do what should have been done a long, long time ago. We can do it now, and we don't have to ask. Now, we're well aware that we're up against powerhouses. Our nearest competitor is Dropbox, and that's it. It is Dropbox. The entire world knows Dropbox. Nobody knows Sigia Cloud. But we are better. We are faster. We are safer. We are cheaper. We are everything that Dropbox isn't. But again, you're going up against embedded tech. You're going up against, OG tech in this field. So we're aware that it's going to be a bit of an uphill battle. But, this is the hill to die on for us. We absolutely believe that. This is where we plant our flag, and we either make it or, we crash and burn. But at least we did something practical with blockchain technology. We don't have a token to sell. We're not selling tokens. We don't need to do that. But this is the way that we envision blockchain technology being utilized is in actual practical consumer apps. The days of minting tokens and a new X token, Y token, Z token, that are very, very short-sighted in nature, obvious cash grabs that we keep falling for over and over and over. I disagree with it. I disagree with that entire premise that this is what blockchain technology was developed for. I say that it was developed for solving Web 2 problems that Web 2 doesn't even know that they have. We are the perfect application for that perfect example of it. And yeah, we're kind of hoping for the best.
We we also we also started really considering the usage of blockchain. I used to work for a health insurance company, and every day I would see headlines come across my work screen about data breaches. So I actually talked to Scott and was like, "Look, why is nobody using blockchain tech to try and prevent these?" The problem with, especially in the medical industry, with data breaches occurring there, you have a limited number of cloud providers. People know where those data centers are. So hacks happen. Blockchain, with the distributed networks we've got, even if we have a cluster of 100 storage providers in the US to comply with HIPAA, because you don't know exactly where in the US that data is being housed, it's more secure. It
Yeah,
solves a
and
huge problem.
I've been using that metaphor for a while. We're a treasure map with no X on it. Before you can even start to have a go at our security, you got to find it. And yeah, so I think it's a good analogy. Yeah, we're a treasure map with no X on it. And if you do happen to locate something, now you're gonna have a go at our security, and our security is pretty good. So I don't know, looking forward to the challenge. And by the way, we are HIPAA compliant. So for those who said, well, you can't do it out there in blockchain, we did do it. All right. Everything that you could want to happen over here in blockchain, if you really want to make it happen, you can just go ahead and do it. So yes, we do. We are HIPAA compliant. So yay.
Well, and you are showing an important path for people building in Web3 and Web2, but more importantly, Web3, that it's not about building a blockchain to solve every problem out there. It's about using blockchain to solve specific problems. And in your case, you guys have taken multiple blockchain technologies together to build one app. And the important part of that is the app is a Web2 facing product. You go on it, there's nothing to do with blockchain when you go on Sigya. It's just like you said, a Dropbox app. If you've been in Dropbox, you're going to be in familiar territory. It's and that to me is a huge problem that needs to be solved. So I really look at you guys also as champions of this whole idea of like taking this technology and actually building things with it that people use. Right? It's we've got a lot of powerful blockchains and technologies out there that are doing nothing. And what you guys are providing is a Web2 facing product that provides everything that blockchains want: transactions. So like the ability for this to scale and provide transactions is massive. The technology you guys use, I believe, is Jackal and Akash. We've had Jackal on the show before. Obviously, I understand what they're doing, but maybe do you want to illuminate, for the Web3 folks that are joining us here, why you chose those two platforms and the significance of each one for what they do for what you're using?
Well, we went with Jackal because Jackal has a couple of features that are just apps that nobody else is doing, not even in the blockchain world. One, it's verifiable proof of existence, that we know that those files exist. Every file that goes up gets hit with a chain ID and a file ID. Now we have those numbers, not the data, but we have those for our very own ledger, and that we verify every 6 minutes that those files exist. They do another thing up there, and they call it a proof of persistence, or the self-healing network. So each file is going to exist in 3 separate locations, geo-sorted locations, and all 3 copies of that file are going to exist at the same time. When the network polls, and it polls every 6 minutes, if for some reason, because we are using decentralized providers, anybody can pull the plug. Anybody who has their thing spun up can just kick the plug out of the wall and boom, they're down. But the network's going to poll, and it's going to see that there's only 2 copies, when by the service level agreement of the protocol itself requires that they hold 3, means that they can mirror off one of the other additional folders that are files that are still up there, and they'll put it in another location that was not the original location. So they call it the proof of persistence or the self-healing network. It's critical to us. We can never, ever lose a file. All right. If we lose a file, you go on your Sigia app and a file that you know was there is no longer there, that's a problem. And that's a big, big problem for us. So we had to make sure that the storage layer that we're using, because we're not in the data storage business, we're in the privacy business. Jackal's in the data storage business, and they do it very, very well. There is no need for us to try to clone off another Jackal when the Jackal that's out there already works. So that's all we did, was just roll them in as our storage layer. And those two features right there, the proof of persistence and the self-healing network, that's all we needed. We've tested this a lot. I'll just leave it kind of there. And we said, yep, that's the place to go. The price is just right for us. So yeah, why not utilize something that already exists instead of trying to go the Web3 way and say, yeah, we're going to make something just like it, but a little better. And here, buy our token. And don't worry, we're going to build it. It'll take us 3 years. And yeah, but no, we just want to utilize whatever's out there. And we use a cache because we're Cosmos people. I know we're like the last of them. I think that's it, Bill. I still got the hat on. There's only 2 Cosmos people left on that actually broadcast, and it's me and Bell. So a cache was more or less playing for the home team. It works. It's nice. It's easy. They don't ask us anything. They say, what do you need? Can you pay for it? We say yes, and they give us servers. So that's also part of it, because we are a privacy application. We don't ask who you are. We don't ask any additional information. We don't ask anything. We just say, would you like to use Sigia? And you do. So we have to make sure that all of the other Web3 components of our app have that same kind of texture to it. They don't ask who we are. They don't care. They said, what do you need? Can you pay for it? And yep. So yeah, a cache over there. A cache is our compute layer, and Jackal is our storage layer. And we are the bridge between Web 2 and Web 3. That's literally why I got the t-shirt on. Cloud 2.5. Cloud 1 hasn't changed. All right. It hasn't changed since the term cloud showed up. There's no more innovation going on over there. There's no more innovation. When's the last time you heard of the next great Dropbox release? I've been waiting so long for this. Innovation has just completely died out over there. So it just seems ripe for us to do it. And here we are.
I was going to bring this up a little bit later, but just seeing as we're talking about it, I'll just ask it now. The Cosmos ecosystem's been kind of in some turmoil, I guess, if you call it that. I don't know what's going on, but it seems to be everybody's running for the theater exits for some reason. I seen Akash is made mention that they're exploring or vetting 15 other projects for a place to move. Jackal, I know they've created outposts. I think they were creating outposts long before anybody was vacating the Cosmos ecosystem. But does that affect what you guys are doing in any way? Like if Akash ends up on Solana or anything like that, does that have any impact on your operations, being that you're building around these projects?
No. As long as our RPCs can point at an Akash provider, we're chain agnostic. All right. Sigia by itself is chain agnostic. As long as our RPCs can point at an Akash server, doesn't matter where it is. It could be on Solana. It could be on Archway. It doesn't matter. As long as we can point an RPC at it, it doesn't matter where it's located. Same thing for Jackal. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter if they move. As long as that protocol exists, that there's storage providers on it, and that we can point an RPC at it, we're fine. Doesn't matter where they go.
Nice. No, that's good to hear. I'll come back to the Cosmos questions maybe later in the show, because I do want to focus on the app and some important features.
Sure.
And one of the features that really hit home to me, I take a lot of pictures with my phone. I've always pride myself on having the best of the best phones, cameras, and I love taking pictures, right? But it was, conversation with you guys made me realize that even though I might not share those pictures or put them on any other platforms, post them anywhere, they're sitting somewhere, whether I like it or not. And that's kind of eye opener for me. As like I said, I take a lot of pictures, and some of those pictures aren't meant to share. And so one of the features that really, to me, it was just like kind of an aha moment. Why is this app so important? Is for somebody like me that if I want to take a picture of something that nobody else is meant to see, I want to be sure that nobody else can see it. And that includes it just sitting on some data center somewhere, right? And so that's just one of the features that really resonated with me early on. And I just think it warrants some further discussion to make sure people understand the importance of it.
Yeah, and that was one of our big early features is anything you do inside of the Sigia app, and we will let you take pictures, we will let you take videos, we will soon. There's some other neat, fun things that are going to go in there, but anything that goes in the app will never touch your phone storage. Phone pictures, videos, doesn't matter, but it will never ever touch your phone storage. If it never ever touches your phone storage, then Apple or Google simply won't get it. All right, we have cut that chain right there. Now, are they copying everything that's currently in your phone memory? Yes, they have all of it. The very second it hits there, they have it. It's part of their business model. And again, most people don't read the terms of service, and they really don't care. Deep down, I don't think most people care. The people who do care very much. So we are an alternative for those who don't want to share their entire lives with the big tech. So that's yeah. And yes, sir, if you use any of the features you use inside of our app, Apple won't know, Google won't know, nobody will know. We don't even know. We don't even know what the hell you're doing with it. That was by design. This is how we built it. Now, with that, we can't offer you tech support. I can't help you. I can't help you on your password recovery or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, privacy does come with a little price. You got to remember your password. But yeah, aside from that, whatever you want to happen happens. And if you choose to delete an image, we can't get it back. All right. We cannot get it back. We cannot control your data. We can't do anything with it. If you choose to delete it, it's gone. We can't recover it. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm sure we'll get messages on this eventually. But if I can get it back for you, that means I can see it. And if I can see it, then we're Dropbox. You know, we can't. We got to be different.
Defeats the whole purpose of what we're trying to do. We cannot do the same thing as everybody else. We've got to be different. We've got to be better.
Yes. And hopefully we made it easier. Hopefully we made it fun. A couple of the things that we can do that nobody else can do. One, I love, it's always been important that we're cross platform compatible. So anything that you do, which anybody would like to try it, sigiacloud.io, blue button in the upper right hand corner, hit connect, play around with it, knock yourself out, have fun. But anything that you do on your desktop is going to sync up with your mobile device. Anything you do on your mobile device is going to sync up with the desktop. There's no action that you have to take. Anything you do on this, consider it one big ecosystem. So anything that you do on one is going to show up on the other. One of the big hitches and the things that, again, another thing that we can do in blockchain that we can't do in traditional is the file sharing. We have no limits on the size of the files you can share. Our theoretical limit is 32 gigs, but nobody had a file that big. So it's still theoretical. We'll try it, but right now it's just theoretical. But assume anything under 5 gigs or under, just click the file, click the 3 dots, click who you want to share it with, and you are going to share it with them. We don't pay ingress or egress fees because we don't get charged for ingress or egress fees. That's another bonus of using blockchain. And our bandwidth limits, we don't have any because we're using decentralized compute. So they don't charge us for the bandwidth fees. If that ever changes in the future, I'm sure an alternative will become available. But right now, that enables us to stay price competitive with all of the big providers out there without selling your data. That's exactly how we do it.
Awesome. And I see we do have a question here from Sally. We'll maybe get to that for her. Are there any regional limitations when it comes to accessing Sigia?
We may be geo-blocking certain areas. I'm not going to elaborate on that. I'll just kind of leave that out. We might be geo-blocked. We are the absolute ultimate privacy application. What happens on here is visible to nobody. Now, we use AES 256 encryption off your device, and when we put it up to our storage layer, it gets an additional layer of AES 256. Now, this is quantum resistant. Nothing is quantum proof. You give it enough time and enough quantum computers, they're going to crack anything. But it is such a good app that there might be some places that we would choose not to let them use it. So I hope that, and Belle, you got your hand up.
Yeah, or areas that our lawyer says has to be geo-blocked because if we don't, we'll get knocks on the door from federal agencies, and we don't want that headache either.
We have to be smart with it.
Got you. You touched on a feature that's important to me as a content creator. Deal with a lot of files, and a lot of them are video, and they're large. So one of the things you mentioned is a huge feature is this file size limits. Any content creator knows moving videos around is horrifying, difficult, even amongst your team. If you're working on creating content, it's an absolute nightmare. To get that and piece it all together and have to re-render it and bring some quality back to an image after a platform just massacres it. So that's definitely a huge feature. And then the other one we spoke about, Scott, that is quite interesting is that the files are at one place, or well, in this 3 places at the same time. But the point is when you're accessing that file or sharing that file with somebody, that the file itself isn't being moved around, just access to it. And the reason why that's important is, well, I guess on the security side, it might be more important than this, but the reason why it's important is it's just speed. And then another feature is that you can actually revoke that access. So you can give somebody on your team access to something, and then later, kind of revoke that access moving forward. So to me, that's a pretty significant feature that I don't know is anywhere else.
Yeah, it was a concern. It was a concern for us because the data belongs to you. If the video was created by Chris at Corium Concepts, that's your property. That's your time. That's your intellectual property. That's your time. That's everything goes into it. And you do control this, particularly if it's in our app. So if you want other people to be able to view it, you can authorize them to view it. And that's all they can do. They can't download it. If you want them to be able to download it, click the drop down, give them editor business, and download the video afterwards. But if you just want them to view it, there you go. You can set the time limit too. If you want them to be able to view it for a week, set it for a week. If you want to pull back revoke their ability to see it at all, go ahead and pull it back. Believe it or not, that was a little spitball one. Boys and girls make a lot of mistakes on cell phones, and it tends to be of the variety where they're not probably wearing as many clothes as they should be. And these videos and images and all this stuff go out, and then the relationship falls apart. You can't get those back unless you're in Cygia Cloud. Because if you're in Cygia Cloud, you could simply revoke them. And if you try to do screen capture or take screen record or screen capture inside of the Cygia app, we won't let you. You can try it. Try it now. Pull up a picture, take a screenshot, and tell me what you see. I know what you're going to see, but I'm just putting it out there. So we've done everything we possibly can to protect your data. I got a silly question on a stream. What if somebody else is holding another phone over there while they record this phone? What do you want from me? All right, there's only so much we can do.
There's nothing we can do in that circumstance. But as far as taking a screenshot using your iPhone while you're in the app, yeah, we've got that handled. And you actually get a naughty message when you try and do that. So
yeah, it says.
So can you actually, like, when you share a file with somebody, can you? Sorry, I haven't explored this already, but can you actually have like this message will self-destruct in?
No, Right now, we have the lowest time you can share it is 7 days. If we get enough people asking us, say, "Look, man, can you set it down to an hours or whatever?" If we get enough customer response that you want to share it for an hour, sure, we could probably make it happen. We're going to need a lot of response. There's a lot of things we're working on right now. But yeah, I mean, if everybody says they would like that to be able to type in whatever they want, sure, we could probably make that happen.
Awesome. Sally asks here again. It might be a good way to segue for Articulate. I think he's.
I think Sally's trying to onboard today.
Sally's wondering how easy it'll be for non-technical users to switch to Sigia from a traditional storage. So, how do you empty that Dropbox over to Sigia if that's what you wanted to do?
Yeah, we're kind of kicking that one over right now, and we will most likely we will have something set up, or we will integrate something where you can just simply click single button and it will pull your data. I'm letting you know right now, there is no way that we could do this with a single push button without you exposing your data to us. It just cannot happen. Some part of this, if we are going into a centralized provider on your behalf to get the data to pull it over to Sigia Cloud, it will be exposed to us for a brief moment. It will be exposed to us. So we're trying to find out if there's another way or a third party that we could use that would do that. Now, you keep saying, Corium, what can you do for us? Build us that. Build us that central bridge that would get the data from there to us without us actually ever physically seeing it. If you can do that, we'll integrate you right this second. You just saved us a hell of a lot of trouble, and it is going to be a very, very highly requested customer feature. This is a blockchain solution that we need. We just don't have time to build.
Interesting. Well, there you go. The challenges, but hey, I've spent weeks, months, trying to figure out how we can integrate Corium Smart Token features into what you guys are building, and I've come up with some crazy ideas. But I mean, a bridge was not one of them, oddly enough. And I mean, Corium's good at building bridges. So
you gotta see how easily this could be monetized and how quickly this could be integrated into an application with customers that are asking for it, not just because it's cool, but because it's necessary. That is what blockchain should be for, solving existing problems. That's what we should be doing with all of this stuff. But we're one team. Sigia is just one team, and there are so many problems. So yeah, you build that bridge, get it over here, one click, one push. We'll pay you for it. No problem, because we can sell it.
Awesome. Well, Articulate, are you able to do a screen share and kind of give everybody a look at what Sigia looks like there on the desktop?
Let me pull that up. I also wanted to just confirm. So I did try to screenshot, and I don't know if you can't show it, but see this before the camera is even privacy. But yeah, it gives me a message that I cannot screenshot this. The screenshot is disabled. So yeah, you're not able to do that, and I like that level of privacy. I know that, as you said, sometimes people get in trouble, especially after breakups and stuff. So it's a good way to kind of keep
pull
that
back your nudes. Say it so you can get your news back. We all know. Come on.
Yeah. So one of my questions I had, and I think Sally just touched on something I wanted to ask too, but around compliance, I know we touched briefly on geolocation. What are some of the compliance that you're integrating right now and making sure that you guys are fully compatible with the legal framework that exists?
We've got so our legal team is definitely working right alongside with us. The first portion of making sure we are compliant is actually a code review before we even have an audit done, to make sure if there, and there's not, this is literally all coded from scratch. But if there were any code present in Sigia's GitHub that was used initially by another company, we would have to cite that code. So the second thing, and after that initial code review is done, then we have to go for auditing, which will then allow us to get the SOC 1, SOC 2, HIPAA certifications that we all need. We're there, according to our attorney. We're there. We just need all those things in a row to get that paperwork saying, "Hey, you're compliant."
Nice, and I think this comes at a time where it's very necessary. I see data leak news all the time, like even 2 days ago, a day ago, almost every day. To be honest, there's something. You probably get an email that says, "Hey, your data was compromised, your password," and it's so annoying. But it's also like, why? Like tech is so advanced. Why are we still experiencing these things? So I do believe that there is a market for this, and once people understand that this exists, it will onboard itself pretty much. And thank you guys for having the vision and the foresight to kind of be brave enough to go there, because some people just think Dropbox and whatever is there, it's all that's going to exist in that field, and that's where it stops. No, we're in blockchain, we're in Web3. There's a lot more that we can do, and I think that this is setting a standard for what this industry is going to morph into or develop into or need to grow into. And again, thank you for you and Scott for taking the bull by the horn on this. This is very, very necessary.
Well, we just hope people like it. We hope people will utilize it. We hope people will take back their privacy, man. Look, nothing else that you own out here has the value of your own personal privacy, your own personal data. And I don't think it's not a point that people don't care, but people feel stuck because there really is no solution out there. Apple's not going to do it for you. iCloud's not. Nobody's going to do it for you because it's not in their interest to do it for you. So,
well, and anytime your data is compromised, anytime it's compromised, okay, it's literally it's sold on the black market from anywhere from $50 to well over $1,000 per record, depending on what that record contains.
Wow.
I mean, it's also taking a shot at identity theft. I don't like identity theft. It sucks. It can ruin people's credit and their lives.
And wouldn't it be nice if your data was ransomware proof? Because if you're with Sigia Cloud, your data is ransomware proof. Purge your system, do a restart. Your data is still there, non-corrupted, ready for you whenever you want it back.
And the part of this I don't like is like these big corporations, they get a slap on the wrist, right? They pay a fine and they move on. It's not, they don't lose anything really. And it's kind of like it's a part of the model. Like, we know we're going to have to take care of this because like it's, we get paid. So it's like we have a budget for this already set out. So, legal team takes care of that and that's it. So we have to, be more mindful and careful. We're in the age of AI. Your likeness, your everything is at stake right now. And as I said, this couldn't come at a more timely, time frame where, as AI is being integrated and rolled out, you have an option to kind of still keep your sovereignty and still keep something, of your likeness or who you are from being tapped into.
And it's funny you mention AI. Do you guys mind if I sidebar this for just like 2 minutes?
Go ahead.
Just for 1 second. So Bella and I have been going out because we're in pure distribution mode. All right. You cannot field a dream something like this. You can't build it and they're going to come. You have to go out and get them. So we've been going out and getting them, but we have not been going to Web3 conferences. That's where you go to sell tokens. We're going to sell a product. So we're going to traditional Web2 conferences, meaning small business and so forth. The last two that we've hit, and we've been out over the last 3 weeks, we've spent 2 of them out rubbing elbows. Fully half of every single thing that we run into, all of these small businesses, a minimum of 50% of everything out there is just pure AI based. I'm putting this out as a warning to all of the other Web3 crypto people that are just waiting. AI is going to take over. They are, but you're late. All right. You already missed it. because fully half of Web 2 is completely leaning into AI, and we just don't have the resources to compete against something like that. Now, what we found interesting is that as far as a competitor for what we're doing, no, there weren't any competitors for what we were
No.
doing, but we got a bunch of interest from the Web 2 companies out there because we plug such a good hole for them. We fill the niche that they need. So
Right.
it's just kind of interesting that you go all the way back to the beginning, because Dropbox has been out, what, 10, 12, 14 years, that you go all the way back to the beginning. And even though that tech exists, they don't want to use it because of the vulnerabilities of said tech. But then, we come along and all of a sudden, they're popping out of the holes like prairie dogs. Yeah, it's great. You look at what Web 2 is doing if you want to find out what Web 3 should be doing. And it just seems like we don't spend a lot of time doing that. But now that Bella and I are out there, that is exactly what Web 3 should be doing, man. This is, oh God, there's so much opportunity here. There's so much opportunity here. I'm just excited.
I mean, literally 90, there was just, out of all the companies we talked to at the business show, and that's literally the name of it, guys, the business show. Don't shoot me for that. I didn't come up with it. But literally at the B2B outreach portion of that conference, more than half of those vendors were AI. I mean, they had advertising agencies. They had, use AI to write your books. That was the resounding theme, were those couple of things. There was only one company that was using AI to do something in a, I would say, meaningful way. It was kind of interesting. I expected more.
Yeah, and if you're familiar with the podcast, I'm not going to plug my show on yours, bro, but let's just say they're going to be on the show next week.
Nice.
A nice Web 2, and they are very interested in partnering with us because, again, they are preventative, and we are preventative and restorative. They don't have a restorative layer. We're a restorative layer. I mean, isn't that nice? That kind of synergy that just kind of flows together when you get out of your bubble and start talking to other people. Yeah. So, yeah, we're excited about that one. But we want to bring it to the Web3 crowd. If they haven't seen it before, hey, we're going to introduce you.
Yeah, if I could jump back in real quick there. Sorry to articulate it. I just, Sally brought up a question here. Again, we kind of touched on the first part with Jackal. How does it fit in? But on the latter part of that is one of my questions too, is what is your market? Who is your market? Like, obviously I resonate with it. I could see a million use cases, but am I your market, or is it more the business market? Who is your market for this product?
Right now, as it's envisioned, it's mostly a consumer product. Now we do have, we plug a lot of B2B holes, man. Look, we're everywhere. We're mobile. We're desktop. We plug an awful lot of holes for an awful lot of people. But until we can really finish up and completely dial in our turnkey API solution for B2B, it's going to be a little bit, we have to be very specific in who we partner up with from an enterprise level, but we're also looking for the small businesses that we think have an interesting niche that we can grow together. So, it's, again, it gets back into synergy. But right now, our ideal consumer is listening to this podcast right now. Our ideal consumer is anybody that owns a mobile phone. The thing that has burned my ass in crypto, and Bella and I have been out here forever, but the thing that has burned my ass more than anything else in here is how we simply ignore mobile. I don't understand what happened with Web3 where we said, nope, mobile doesn't matter. How many people out here, show of hands, 24/7, 365 will have your phone within arm's reach of you? Virtually everybody. There you go. You got one. I got two. Belle's got one.
Yeah, but I can't say it's with me 24/7 because there is one time the phone is not with me, and it's because I want complete privacy. I'd never take my phone into the bathroom with me. That's gross. No.
And I cannot not take my phone into the potty. Are you kidding me?
No.
Are you kidding?
You're missing out, Bella. You're missing out.
I'm okay missing out for my potty time.
I want to make sure that if anybody steals my phone, they get a little dysentery coming along with it. All right. Now, look, mobile is it. All right. Virtually everybody has a phone on them at any given time. And the fact that you could see all of those potential consumers and go, nah, we don't want them. I like. It's just the short-sighted nature of so much of this. It is right there for you guys. Just reach out and grab it. So hopefully we're doing that.
But yeah, I mean, we are literally we are going conventional. We are not targeting blockchain natives.
Nah.
In our experience and from our observation over the past several years, okay, there are several great applications on the blockchain level.
Mhm.
Blockchain natives want to invest in those, but not necessarily use them. We want to bring problem-solving technology to conventional users. So that can be your owner-operator truck drivers, which, yeah, we've got several that are already all over our app.
Yeah, we're going to kill that one.
Yeah, small business owners who just need something to back up their records. That way, yeah, they can go at the end of the year and produce those and file their taxes. That's the difference. They will use what we've built and not even know. I mean, because of the way we're built, where they pay US dollars and we handle all the token transactions on the back end where they can't see it. That's our focus.
Yeah, because all of our consumers are actually cash investors. All of our consumers are Jackal investors. They don't know it, but Jackal and Akash provide us a service. We give them money for that service. We pay them in Akash. We pay them in Jackal. So the money that comes into the Cosmos ecosystem via our app, it never leaves. You have got to build a healthy ecosystem. That means organic external capital must be flowing in to the. This is Adam Smith. This is 101 stuff. All right. This is Econ 0 stuff. You have got to have an external source of revenue that's going to be coming in to generate and keep a healthy ecosystem going. And right now, we just don't have an awful lot of that in crypto. We got degens that come in. You know what? I'm going to stop myself. You know where I'm going with this, Chris. I'm not going to do it here, man. That's our other show. I'm just saying that all of the basic necessities to build these very healthy, thriving ecosystems that don't really care what Bitcoin is doing. All of the tools are there. All of them. We just got to apply them. And that's what we did.
Yeah. And for somebody that's building apps, and sorry, Articulate, I jump back in. I'll drop off here again. But for somebody building apps, though, I mean, that's a nice thing that blockchain does bring. Is you have communities around these technologies. So, I mean, as a builder, to have a community that's willing to try and test and work with your app, does provide some advantage for a builder, I'm sure. But you find yourself in a unique position as a token holder, I suppose, where it's not always about token go up. You're just like token goes down. That's just a great investment for you as buying your future compute or your future storage at a discounted rate.
And that's the most interesting part of what we're doing right here. We've been Bella and I have been in Jackal and Akash forever. I bought my initial Akash tokens over on Crescent Dex. Who remembers Crescent? Show of hands. And I was buying my Akash over there at 15 cents. I was buying my Jackal at 2 cents. Not to sell them, but as futures, as data futures, as compute futures. I have a decent idea what's going to happen here when we really start hitting and onboarding and we're shoving all this money to both Akash and Jackal. We have a decent idea what's going to happen. Nothing's foolproof, man. This is crypto. How the hell do we know? But what we paid for these tokens versus what we get for them when we redeem them. That's the way futures work. Even currently, where it's sitting right now, we're paying maybe 70 cents on the dollar when we go to redeem them. If we get some nice little organic movement on these tokens, we're going to be paying 50 cents on the dollar, 25 cents on the dollar, 10 cents on the dollar. That's what enables us to be price competitive. Not only competitive, but we can beat Dropbox. We can beat iCloud. We can beat these guys on prices because we're only paying 10 cents on the dollar for our storage. So that gives us a tremendous advantage moving forward, but a very, very tremendous advantage at scale, so that we can bring a superior product for cheaper. And eventually it's going to get to the point where name brand just isn't enough. These guys do everything they're doing. They do it faster, they do it safer, and they do it cheaper. When you hit that point, then you go. Then the viral nature comes in, then it takes off, then we're everywhere. And then we have just changed the game for everybody.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm.
Sorry, I take it you want to continue there?
Getting set up. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yes. So, this is the web app for everyone that's watching, and this is what's on your computer versus the mobile app. And just, me, I just came across, I got to play with it yesterday mostly, and, very impressed. And what I've learned here today, and also just by following the ecosystem during the test nets and everything, very happy with the product that is at hand now. And what's at release. We're almost at release, but yeah, this is what it looks like. And as Scott had said, when you share the files, you're not moving the file itself, which is very important for security and and privacy and sovereignty. And one thing that I found that was cool was the file sharing. You see the file manager there, shows that you're connected. It syncs with your mobile app as well. So that's the key. So you move to a desktop, you still access the same files, and you have, it's almost like real time. I don't know what the lag is, or if but it's almost at real time. So once you upload it, and even in sharing it, you could just jump on and off through devices, and it's there. But yeah, these were some files sent, shared with me by Scott, and as you can see, it's no lag really. It's there to preview. Well, I'm not sure.
Yeah, we're
here. Yeah, but very pleased, very impressed by the products. As you can see, guys, it's not glitching or anything. There's a lot of advantages to using this, even as a regular person. And one of the questions I wanted to ask was I know that you have this version now, but in terms of scalability and when you guys roll out, what are some of the packages are you looking at having out the gate at launch?
Pricing?
Yeah, pricing, size wise, in terms of storage as well.
Go ahead and hit your icon over there on the right.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
This one, yes.
Yeah, click the one that says upgrade.
Oh, I didn't even get there. Yeah, I didn't even get there yet. Nice. So as
Now,
you can see, yeah, go ahead.
Now, okay, guys, right now, because we are not live across all app stores, please don't try and purchase more storage. Your payment, even if your card is perfectly valid, will not go through. We did that on purpose. We don't want your money yet.
Yeah, it's not quite there yet.
I mean, look at this. You could get 1,000 gigabytes for $20. Like some of these are unheard of. You know what I mean? Like versus what exists.
It'll get it'll get cheaper as we scale.
So like, even if like say you need a lot of storage now, like yeah, and it's right. So it's like getting into this now, you're going to need it. Like I have an iPhone, and when I travel, I take a lot of video and picture and content. So I'm always getting that notification of, hey, you need more storage, so it's at some point, just by using your devices, especially if you're keen on like keeping record of stuff, which should be important to you, you're going to need some level of external storage, or you're going to need storage in general. And I think the more you can own what you own or who you are, I think it's the best solution. And yeah, I can see a need, not necessarily only for the the basic. Look at this, you're getting 1,000 gigs for 200 a year. Like, come on. You know, I mean, like, I've never seen anything like that at these prices, you know, so that's extreme value to me. And I'm not the best expert at storage, you know, and just by consumer, you know, I can tell you, you get what, with Google and the ones that exist, you're paying $10 for like 5 gigs or something, like 100 gigs or something. Like, you're not getting anything close to that in value.
Yeah.
You know, so that's part of value proposition. I think, you know, there's a lot there.
Yeah, depending on the plan with iCloud or Dropbox or whomever, we are more expensive right now. We are slightly more expensive, but we can do things that they simply can't do. Again, we get cheaper at scale because of the beautiful gift that crypto gave us, called the fact that our futures never expire. Oil goes bad after a time. Wheat futures, they rot, everything like that. But crypto tokens never go bad. So our futures never expire. So they're sitting there waiting for us as we onboard more and more people, as we start to make this kick out. We're going to have a very, very nice referral program. You refer people over to us, you get free storage. I imagine anybody who starts off with us early will never pay us a nickel for storage. But yeah, with all of those things combined, that's why we get cheaper as we scale.
And that's a great point. I'm glad you mentioned it. So, you know, anyone that's listening out there, you know, you get involved early in the ecosystem, you know, as Scott said, you may never have to pay because it pays for itself, right? So, you know, this is something, as I said, is very, very important. And I think a big use case for this type of tech in the future is, in the near future, is going to be, you know, AI to AI. Like a lot of this data, you know, to and fro is going to be automated eventually, and using your system and your platform, I think, is going to bring a lot of scale and enterprise use cases, right? Because, you know, look at what Ripple, look at what Stellar is doing right now. They're adding privacy layers, you know, and that's the thing where when big money and big, you know, enterprises step into the picture, they're not going to want everybody to know what they're doing, you know, and can, you know, front run them, you know. So solutions like this, I can, you know, visualize will have a lot of scalability to it, a lot of enterprise use cases. And as you work out in-house, the final pieces to that, I can see once that is turned on, there's going to be a lot of adoption there, you know, potentially.
Yeah, our current B2B customers that we're in the deep discussions with are legal, financial, medical. That's, yeah, they're the ones who really, really do value privacy. And
we have another one that we forgot to mention.
Which one?
Video.
Oh yeah, this is actually, you know what, we'll talk about that on the stream again. We're gonna move forward with Motive. Yeah, video, closed circuit television, all that other stuff. Look, we have something that nobody else has, and it's called a forensic data environment. Any bit of data that hits our storage provider, meaning Jackal, it is a forensic environment. That means the original document has got a file ID, chain ID that's verified by all the validators. We're blockchain people. We understand what the immutable ledger means. Any bit of data that hits our system is, in fact, immutable data. So the original can always be presented, and it can be presented in a court of law. I see this as actually the biggest money shot of anything out here, because with the advent of AI, and we can all see how videos and documents and pictures can be altered. Imagine if you had the original that you could verify is the original, meaning because it's immutable and because it's on the blockchain. I think this is a big miss people are not paying attention to. We're going to corner that market. And when we corner that market, man, look, we won. All right. We won the internet, Chris. That was us. We had the foresight and we won. I get to drop the mic and just sail away. It's huge, man. You've got to see. Am I the only one? I mean, am I this crazy guy in Oracle on the mountain throwing rocks and poop at people? You've got to see it. If you could verify the authenticity of the data, meaning you without a doubt, admissible in court that this is the authentic file, that it doesn't matter how AI could possibly manipulate it because you have the original that
Yes.
can never be changed. This
Yes.
is, oh my, that's it, man. I see that. That's the slam dunk right there.
Chris, go ahead.
And Sally says, when Sigia blows up worldwide, will we still get these cozy live streams? I say that we've caught a few on their rise up here, and we trust Scott and Bella. We've had a good relationship all through. I think they'll remain loyal to us and come back for another show.
Oh yeah, come on.
I have no doubt. But if all else fails, they have their own great show, so that's a good part about it. So there's a pretty cozy space there too.
Loyalty is everything for loyal is everything for us. That's it. Loyalty is everything for us and everything to us. We certainly appreciate that, and we absolutely take care of the people who have taken care of us. Ask around. That's it, man. That's all we have out here in a space like this, in the Web3 space, man, where your handshake is not worth anything and your word is worth even less. The people who actually, stick to their commitments and honor them and all the way up, all the way down, good, bad, doesn't matter. We're always there. Yeah, we absolutely admire that. And we try to practice it. So yeah, we're not going anywhere.
I've been trying hard to find a way to integrate Corium into what you're building, and you look at Corium smart token features and their capabilities. There's several, and people could point to several different items. One I thought that would suit your app well, and it's aligned with what we're talking about here. Is it's great if my pictures don't hit a data center. It's great if my video doesn't. But what about my conversations? Is there a way we can get a peer-to-peer conversation happening within this app also to be in the to me it'd be almost like your own safe environment, a safe house, if you will, for all your communication and content.
Yeah, what a good idea there, Chris.
That's a great idea. It's actually
imagine if you could also make phone calls with this tech. Imagine if you could make video calls with this tech. Imagine if you could video conference with this tech. Imagine if you could do all of those things. What a cool idea that would be. Everything else out here is corrupted. All right, WhatsApp and Telegram. We know that there's a centralized component to all of these, and it is the illusion of security. Imagine if it was real, using the tech that we've already proved works. Imagine that. Wouldn't that be something?
So
I'm not sure if I can wink harder. Yes, Chris, build it and they will come.
To be a little more direct, Sigia Talk is product number 2. We have already begun development on it.
Nice. Happy to hear it, and that'll be a reason to have you back on the show in itself there one day. So
what could Corium do for us right this second? Build me a bridge. All right, get the data off those central platforms and get it onto Sigia. That is what we need. I don't care if you guys see the data. It just matters to me that I never can. If you do that, we just built quality of life into what is already a very good app. This is disruptive. Is that not why we're in Web3?
Well, there you go, builders. Whether you're on Corium or not, that's a problem that needs to be solved for a very powerful tool. So there you go. Do that with what you will. We're here to illuminate your project. Is there anything that we haven't touched on as far as what this app is doing, what it can do, and who should be interested in it?
I would think anybody that has a mobile phone should be interested. By the way, we have our onboarding guy is standing by right now. If anybody would like to try it, contact CONTACT at sigiacloud.io. Whether you're iOS or Android, he'll get you hooked up right this very moment. If you'd like to try it on desktop, sigiacloud.io, little blue button you just saw articulate to it up in the upper right. Knock yourself out and have fun, man. Use it. Take back your privacy. Take back your sovereignty. Have some fun with it, man. These things, it's pretty cool. And it's fun using Web3. It's just fun having something that's usable in Web3. That's kind of the kicker for us. And we're just going to get better. All right. Right now, I know it needs a coat of paint, but we had to make it function, and we did. So now we can make it pretty. But to really figure out how we need to make it pretty, we need customer feedback. Tell us, I sure wish it would do this. We get enough of that, and I can almost assure you it will do that if we're capable of doing it.
Awesome. So, what lies ahead then? Timeline for you guys? What's your goals for the remainder of this year going into next year?
Well, right now, obviously hitting the app stores. And other than that, it's just that's it, man. Look, we're in monster onboarding right now. That's all we're trying to do. We have nothing to sell but an app. So we have to get out there and do it. Bella and I are going to be on the road. That's why the show has been kind of sketchy for us. We're on the road all the time, and we're going to continue to go on the road all the time. We are looking for advocates, people who would be strong representatives of Sigia Cloud. Just show them the app, man. Show them the barcode, show them whatever, get them up, get them in, get them talking. We're going completely grassroots with this. We're not going to be taking out big Google ads, which would actually, Bell, that would be ironic, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be funny? We're advertising a privacy app on Google. Yeah, we're going completely grassroots on this. We think that is the way that's it. That's the way to go forward for us. People are tired of ads. They don't trust anybody anymore. So let's just go up there, shake their hands, introduce them. If I have to go door to door, I will go door to door. It's that important to me. And that's pretty much the rest. That's pretty much the rest of our year, I think.
I will say, okay, if you are currently trying out the Sigia Cloud app and you are enjoying what you're seeing and want to leave a review on X, tag Sigia Official. That is literally how we can get that account to grow and how we can start spreading the word. Our words, yeah, a lot of people might take what just a few of us say with a grain of salt. But if a lot of people are saying, hey, I like this, check it out, use it, I believe momentum will pick up.
Yeah, and I think if you do leave a review, I think you're going to be the first. We haven't gotten a lot of reviews out here. Again, we're not selling tokens, man. If we were selling tokens, I'm sure we get a lot more hype built around it. But yeah, we're selling products. It's a little difficult. If you enjoyed it, please leave a review. If you didn't enjoy it, Scott at SigiaCloud.io. Please tell me first. Give me a chance to fix it before you blow us apart on Twitter. But you do you, man. We're all about freedom.
If you are stumbling across something wrong, give us a chance. Let us know what it is that you're seeing. Our development team will jump right on it. And then you guys test it out and make sure it's working the way you want it to.
We would certainly appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, it's easy enough to do out there, and I think word of mouth is a great marketing tool for this. I know, the people in my circle, like the reasons why it's important to me, privacy. That's an easy story to tell. People might not understand, what happens with that picture they take of themselves, that selfie they take, and maybe, to share with somebody, just one person that they definitely wouldn't want anybody else to see. So it's important that we do our part because the people in our circles that we communicate with, if they're communicating with us by default, by that, our data is also effectively exposed in what they're doing with it also. So, it's important to educate people in this space on what to do. And perfect example, you still hear people, saying, I took a picture of my seed phrase. It's like, well, what are you thinking? Like, that's like terrible, right? But that just goes to show there's a lot of education that has to happen here still in this.
Never ever do that. But if you are determined that I'm going to do that, please use Sigia. All right, because this is the only place I can guarantee nobody can see it. But don't take pictures of your seed phrases. Never do that.
Yeah, it's amazing. So again, having somebody, if this is just their Dropbox, they just get the benefit of that privacy, whether they got into it or not, right? So it's just a matter of saying, hey, I'm using this storage app that's way better than my OneDrive or my Google Drive, and just explain why. And maybe that's a good way in the reviews. Start dropping like 4 gigabyte videos explaining why your privacy is important into the comments, and people are going to be like, how did you share a 4 gigabyte file in the comments here? That's a powerful tool in itself.
Yeah, I think when we're done, Bell will send you guys some movies. Bell's got some uploaded. Go ahead and share them out with Chris and articulate, Bell.
Shh. Legally, I'm not gonna confirm or deny that information because, yeah, per
See,
terms
and
of
I
service,
and
sharing material that has IP attached to it, not a good thing. So
yeah, prove it. That's where I go. Prove it.
I'm just saying, since we're on air, I'm not gonna confirm or deny that.
Yeah, and I throw down the gauntlet and say, go to hell. Proof that that's the file, man. Bring your quantums, babe.
Right on. Well, Articulate, did you have anything to finish up with before we
Oh,
start?
no. Great discussion, and hope that we were able to kind of bring all the important parts of this product to the wider audience listening. And I definitely personally see a use case for it, and I can see in the future where people are going to be tweeting, I just migrated from Dropbox to Siggy, so we're going to be the pioneers of that campaign, so let's get it going. And I don't know if we touched, I had stepped away, did we touch on launch date potentially around what time frame?
Yeah, we're hoping 3 weeks.
3 weeks?
We're fighting the App Store right now. They're insisting that we build a backdoor into the protocol. And we will not build a backdoor into the protocol. So our lawyers are fighting with their lawyers, and it will never ever happen. We will never build a backdoor into this.
Yeah.
But you guys, that's the tech that you trust is Apple. And we're not going to give them a backdoor either. So that's it. We're just fighting it out with them right now.
So speaking of that, then the App Store is obviously vital to your guys' growth. I get that. But for me as a user, I mean, with Android at least, this could be distributed and used without an App Store. Can that happen on Apple too? I just don't know. I don't use Apple, so.
Unfortunately, Apple is a lot more complicated in order to distribute. You would still need a couple of Apple applications, Test Flight, and the app developer.
Yeah, we can keep onboarding people. No, we can keep onboarding all the iOS users that we want. They'll give us up to 100,000, but it's kind of a pain in the butt. With Android, I got that little barcode right there, or the QR code. Scan it, and you got it. I mean, that's it. We send this out everywhere. One of these, Apple is Windows. They don't like competition, and Android is Linux. They don't care. So that's kind of the difference.
I was lucky. The day I walked in to buy my fancy new iPhone when they first came out, I had the iPod Touch, I think, before the iPhone came out. I was lucky. The guy told me, he says, you know what? He says, if you view files online and use Adobe, he says, this Apple product is not going to work with what you need. And I'm like, I can't use Adobe with Apple? He's like, nope. Like, okay, yeah, actually I remember that from the iPod Touch, now that you mentioned that. So he says, yeah, check out this Samsung. So I've had Samsung, the OG, the first Samsung that ever came out. I was there just because one guy luckily stopped me in my tracks there and warned me about the Adobe problem. So yeah, I've just never experienced Apple since then. I've been all Samsung. So
yeah, you will. Eventually you will.
Before I don't know about that. I've made it this long. But before we wind down, your show spent a lot of time covering the Cosmos ecosystem, and I leaned in heavily onto you guys early on into my journey into the Cosmos space when Corium was building bridges through their technology. I'm just kind of curious your guys' take on what's happening in Cosmos right now. It's got amazing tools, powerful technology. Nobody can dispute that. Why is everybody running for the exit here?
It's all tribal. There's not a lot of applications out here in the Cosmos in general, and there really haven't been. It's a whole bunch of people that are more or less doing the same thing, but unfortunately, the same thing always comes down to buy our token, not use our product. There's very few people that are doing it, and even the ones that have brought products to market, a lot of the different bridges and all that, they're still just all about swapping tokens. There are very few things over here that solve any kind of Web 2 problem. So they're going to run into these onboarding problems. And by now, with the black eye and the stigma that is surrounding crypto, you should be doing everything you can to distance yourself from it. And even with the current new leadership of ICF, they come up and say, yeah, but we're going to build blockchains for when enterprise shows up. We're going to be ready to build blockchains for them. They can build their own damn blockchains. All right. They don't need you. And after all the years that you've been out here in the cosmos, you're still in Field of Dreams mode. It hasn't worked. It's bled itself absolutely flat. You don't even have people talking about it anymore because you ran out of money to pay them. You've got to solve problems. And Cosmos, the one thing that they've been very good at is inventing problems to solve. That's not a business. That's a hobby. And they just never really got down to business. So with that, there's nobody left. It's a black eye. It's FUD, negative, negative, negative. And even though the best products actually still live out here in the cosmos, but since we've been doing this for years, we've never had a single person say, have anything to do with Atom, Osmo, anything, say Sigia Cloud. Not one of them have stepped up and said, yeah, I tried this app. It's pretty cool. And we're no threat to anybody. We're not selling tokens. But it just really, really drove down into me that they have an idea. And their idea is to be obscure, is to say, yeah, but people are just not going to get it if we talk about it. And I don't think that's the case. I think they don't get it. They've been wrong this entire time. They're still wrong. People are going to run. Why would you stick around something like this? What are you solving? And the answer always is nothing. So that's my take.
Yeah.
I'm sure Bill's got it.
But you see EVM and other chain. Like, I mean, obviously the tools, the product is of importance and value. Everybody's looking to it. And then it brought me to a question I did want to bring up earlier too is Jackal. Jackal's the basis of your guys' storage platform is why didn't Jackal build an app so that we could have private storage? You know what I mean?
Jackal built several. They've built several. Yeah, I mean, Jackal Vault, you can go over there and use it right this second. All we are effectively is a mobile version of Jackal Vault. That's what we did. Because if you're going to be getting into data storage, you have got to embrace mobile. And Jackal knew we were doing this, so they never actually built out mobile tooling for all that because they said, well, hell, Siggy is doing it. So we don't need to compete. We're all about the same thing, putting terabytes onto Jackal protocol. That's what make token go up. So they ceded the territory for us. But yeah, Jackal Vault was out long before we were. Bell?
The other thing that we did that I'm not aware of any other company that is utilizing a blockchain stack has done. We actually abstracted away the Web3 so you can go in and use your credit card to pay for our services. We handle all of the token needs on the back end so the user never sees it. Now, the one thing with Jackal, if you are using Jackal Vault proper, you either need a Kepler or Leap wallet, which means you have to get your tokens into those wallets from a central exchange and then connect. It's a barrier to entry. We're trying to prove that, okay, if you remove those barriers to entry, you're going to do better.
Yep. Yeah. And I used Google or Jackal Vault, sorry. And I mean, moving video files seemed a little cumbersome. Now, this is a while ago, in fairness, this is a while ago since Siggy has come. You guys have been, the apple of my eye, no pun intended. That I just, again, it was a Web3 experience. And I've been in Web3 for years, so I get it. I don't mind playing with these things, but I wasn't sending my mom or my grandma there to use Jackal Vault, that's for sure.
No, send them Siggy.
Yeah, no, exactly. And that's the difference. And I think that's what a lot of people are failing to realize. And I said at the beginning, that's just another reason why I'm really rooting for you guys, because I think you guys have the formula for app builders to integrate with blockchain. Like, this is the way. It's not about saying I have to use this one chain and this one chain only because it's going to solve all my problems. It just, there's no chain out there that can solve every single problem. when it comes to the layers that are needed for something like you guys are building. And so that's why this is near and dear to my heart. It's why I keep asking you guys to come back, and I'm grateful you guys do as you guys building this, and hopefully we're bringing you some value with your progress and sharing along the way here.
Oh, every time, man. I can't thank you guys enough.
Well,
Thank you guys.
Oh, sorry, Mel.
No, you're okay. Thank you so much, guys. I mean, your support here means the world to us. It keeps us going and helps encourage us to keep pushing because other people believe we're doing the right thing as well.
Absolutely, without a doubt. There's nothing more important than privacy. And you guys had a tagline you used to use. I didn't see it anymore, so I didn't want to use it for the show. But privacy in your pocket, because like you said, we're all on mobile. That's where our whole lives are: our conversations, our pictures, our videos, our thoughts, our ideas, our journals, note taking, projects we're working on. It's all there. And like you said, for Web3 to completely ignore this fact is baffling. To begin with, but I'm sure glad you guys have figured it out and are carrying the torch on this. We are going to work to winding this down here today. We will be back next week, as I said, for our 100th episode. Scott Bell, I hope you join us. We just want to celebrate everybody that's been a part of making our 100 episodes happen, and it takes guests like you guys to come out and share your time and value with our community. So it's just a way we can reach back, say thank you for everybody that's contributed and have some fun at the same time. After the show here, the live stream, we will be opening up a pop-up after show X Space. There's a lot of people used to hanging out on X in the afternoon with us here on Sundays. But just saying the video format, I think, brings a lot of value. We didn't play with it too much during this episode, but we just think when we have a guest on to interview them and highlight their product and learn more about them as people, that having that video opportunity brings a lot of value. That being said, X Spaces, you don't have that just jump in the fray and have some fun, that you lose that. So we're kind of trying to blend both until we get XTV happening here, or a better format on X to bring them all together. But nonetheless, it's been a great time having everybody here today, learning more about Sigya. Hopefully we've given you enough ways to find your way to try the app out. Please give some feedback. That's what they're looking for most in exchange right now. You're getting some free data usage there. Try it out. Let us know what you think. I know the team at Core and DAO were just all personally really invested in seeing this succeed for matters that we've discussed here. Privacy. We want that privacy for our community. We want to be presenting tools to our community that bring value, and Scott and Bell are bringing that. So give them some support along the way. It really helps out. They've been grinding at this for a really long time. So they have obviously a lot of determination, and I know what developers cost. We've tried pricing out a few projects, not even close to the scope of this. So just give them a like, a follow, show up to their podcast, and thank them for what they're contributing to your privacy, my privacy, everyone's out there. So we'll wrap things up here today. And thanks everybody again, and see you next week. And for those that jump into the space afterwards, we'll chat soon. Peace and prosperity to all.